Welcome to DZR, the sequel, episode 2 of the Dark Zone Report, the podcast for all things Division. I'm Dan Thrax. I'm in the host chair this evening, and I got a bunch of guys here with me. Let's go around the table. First, you may remember him from such productions as last week's podcast, his Beardness, Beard Bullets. What's going on, Beard?
What's going on?
I like that hat, man. It's good
Thanks. Did I unmute my mic yet? Because
I can hear you.
Okay, the app is lagging behind.
Next, we got a couple newcomers to the show.
Right.
First, he's going to leave you wondering how they pack all that Graham into the Graham. Mr. Golden Grams, what's going on, Graham?
What's up, Dan Thrax?
Hey, so I found a bunch of like 1980s Golden Grams commercials that I was actually going to play, but I wasn't able to execute it technically.
I want to have that as my intro music. I want to have it when I come in and like, gotta get that Golden Gram. I want to do that. But.
All right, maybe for the next show, maybe for show 3.
Cool.
As we progress.
Every week here, we're ramping it up on Dark Zone Report.
Absolutely. Last but certainly not least here, and not limited by the technical difficulties of last week, the man who spent his whole day building a robot, Mr. T. What's going on, Mr. T?
How you doing, Dan? Gentlemen? We're gonna have intro music because I got some thoughts on that.
Oh, really? What do you think?
Actually, I don't have any thoughts on that. Never mind.
My bad. Sweet Ace of Base, maybe, or like...
Definitely not Ace of Base. Maybe a little Public Enemy.
Got it. So a couple things before we get started. First, just want to put a big thank you out. We did our first podcast last week. It was fun, not quite polished, but it was a good time. And we actually had a lot of support from the community. So just want to thank the guys from Rogue Agent Radio, the guys from Mulehorn Gaming, that everybody kind of gave us a little bit of a shout out and tweeted out about us. That was great, and it was a really good week. We actually, I looked today, we broke the top 100 on hobbies and games on our podcast provider. So good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man. Show 2. It's going to get better and better as we go. So. If you're looking for us, you can get us a couple places. We're going to stream the show live on YouTube every week, and you'll be able to catch us on Twitter at Dark Zone Report. We're also on Facebook, on Twitch, pretty much all those places. So, hey, one other thing before we actually get started, most of us are on the East Coast, and so we got hit by a bunch of snow today. So let's just go around the horn and let's say what we did with our snow day today. Mr. T, I think you have the most interesting. You want to start?
My dog likes to pee and defecate on grass, and so I've shoveled the grass.
The walk is unshoveled.
Like 17 times.
But the grass, man.
Are you talking about the your brother's challenge to me? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, we should. We should talk about that. And those that didn't partake, I think they should get called out live.
Anytime you record in your underwear, it's newsworthy.
I mean, hey, you could put it on this. I'm fine with that if you want to do a nice little interlude. But so your brother did Cowboy Doug did a little, underwear swan dive into the snow and then called me a tenderfoot. So I did a flip.
Which, for those of you who aren't familiar, tenderfoot is the highest level of insult.
That's a pretty big insult, man. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
There was yellow-bellied chicken, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we won't be able to put it in live here, but
right.
What we will do is we'll take a break, and we will put the video in right here.
All right. To paraphrase Denzel Washington, Cowboy Doug ain't got on me.
I just would like to point out, while there's a little fat layer here to the sides, there's some tone. I've been working out. There's some tonage on the sides. You can kind of see the muscles. They're beginning to develop.
Well, it is winter. It is the snow. I mean, a layer of protective blubber
It
is
didn't help. It
sort
didn't
of
help that
expected.
it was ungodly cold. Oh my God, I've regretted it as soon as I did it. I regretted it.
And now to the man that didn't accept the snow day challenge.
Yes, what's up?
Golden Graham, what'd you do with your snow day besides wash your skirts?
I stayed toasty warm inside my house and not jump naked into the snow because I'm a sane man. Well, yeah, I did a lot of. Oh, the thing that was most interesting, I have a snow blower that was handed down for me from my dad, but of course, like all good dad hand-me-downs, it was busted up, the crap. So I was trying to fix that all day and trying to rig that together to make it work so that the throttle and the auger would actually work when I was pushing it, and eventually I got my driveway put together there. But otherwise, it was fun. I played some snow fights in the yard with the boys, and it was a good day.
Nice. Beard, what'd you do on your? You guys got snow, right? How much did you get?
Oh yeah, I don't know the official count. Probably at least 2 feet, so good amount. But yeah, my son is 2, so we took him out for a little bit. But it was like it was pretty windy, and he wasn't having it. So I don't know. It was kind of cool just to see him, react to it. But yeah, I kind of shoveled, made a big pile of snow, and that was about it. I
Nice.
didn't
That's a
even
good day's work.
touch the driveway yet. Yeah.
It was so funny, man. I remember when my first went out in the snow. Like you get them all bundled up in like this one-piece snowsuit or whatever, and they barely walk. And then he got out there and just cried. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scarred for life.
Well,
with
last
snow.
night I went snowboarding in my neighbor's backyard at like 1 a.m. after a few scotches, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, beardsicles. That was a good picture. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the beard sickles. That's a real thing.
That's real. The beard sickle is real.
Mhm.
So every week we're going to do a couple of different segments we're going to mix around, but one we would like to have as a pretty regular part of the show is responding to questions from the listeners. And we got a couple this week. So if you want to send in your questions, there's a couple of ways to do it. One, you can send an email to dzrmailbag@gmail.com, or you can tweet us on Twitter at DarkZoneReport. But the question that came in was about the map size, and I think actually, Beard, it came in through you. Do you want to kind of just tee up what the person was asking about?
Yeah, he wanted me to for us to address just kind of the controversy, like Ubisoft, I guess at E3 and whatever that was, 2014 or something, had a picture of Brooklyn, I guess, as the map, and that released, and now it's, as we know, it's Manhattan, and people were thinking it was one size, but really, like I think the teasers that they put out there were kind of misleading to some people. So I didn't look into it that much. I mean, leading up to what we know now. So, personally, I'm not disappointed with the maps. I had no idea it was even a big deal until somebody said something.
Yeah, it's there's been a lot of chatter about that. So, I mean, we'll talk about it for those that are watching on YouTube. This is what the map looks like now. This is the official kind of final map. And, I think that there's a couple things. One, how big is it? So we did some checking on Google Maps. This is the actual map of Manhattan. And if you lay over the kind of zone, you get this kind of square that runs from just south of Central Park. If you're familiar with New York, it's kind of just south of Central Park and then runs down, picks up Stuyvesant Town, Gramercy Park, down that way. So it is certainly not as big as was originally indicated. And I've seen some discussion about, well, how big is it exactly? And so it's worth talking about. I mean, I think there's two issues. One, was Ubisoft wrong to even promote, to show gameplay with like the Brooklyn Bridge when they knew it wasn't going to be in the game? Did they not know it was going to be in the game? I mean, what do you guys think about that? Let's deal with that, and then we'll get into what's actually there.
If I could interject here, when you say that it's not as big as we thought it was going to be, you're showing, and I couldn't see what you're putting, but the map that they showed where it was Brooklyn and then the lower half of the very lower end of Manhattan.
Yep.
Is that the original? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, and I apologize, I can't. The one guy, Akrez? Arco.
Oh, you looking at
No.
Arco? Or?
It's like Akezz something, whatever. He yeah, I know.
We love Eric. He follows us on Twitter now, I
Eric.
think.
Great, I watch all his videos, and he makes a good point. And part of it is he hyped up that a lot, but he then took that map and like flipped it and transported it onto what the current map is. It's the same size. It's just a different part of New York. It's the same size map. I mean, the map size controversy is, and I've said this to you in text. We're gamers. We're a very needy, a very demanding, a very whiny bunch of people, and we got hyped up on something we thought was going to happen. There was nothing official except for that one thing from Ubisoft, and that was like what, 18 months ago.
Yep.
And now they're like, no, it's this part of Manhattan, same size. Oh my God. Oh. So I don't know. The map
so you're
size,
not upset about the map?
No, I'm not upset at all. I think it's good. I think DLC will be different parts. They'll probably do that lower end in Manhattan in a DLC. I'm okay with that. Paid or free? I mean, hopefully it's free, but if it's paid, it keeps the developers working, and that's fine. I don't see how they could do that part of the map as a DLC because you're not going to have Dark Zone unless you have a separate Dark Zone. That's the thing, because you're not going to be able to match the Dark Zones.
Where the Dark Zone goes all the way down the middle, but
it already cuts off though. If you look at the map, it stops, and we can play to the south of that.
Big U.
If they connected those, we wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I would think in a realistic situation like this, there'd be multiple Dark Zones. I mean, they're not going to, you're going to take pockets. You come in from the east, you come in from the northwest,
And that was part of a lot of guys' original speculation, was that there was going to be, like, just like you said, more realistic, every 6 blocks would be like a really dark zone. So, like, you could be walking
right.
and
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden now you're in PvP, and you have to be more aware of when you're walking into it. But that seems great, but obviously, for whatever reason, software or other challenges, they decided to kind of narrow it to that one center thing. I think the map thing is fine too. I'm not upset by it. People have made points too that it's not a vehicle game. It's not like Battlefront or even Destiny, where you had a Sparrow that you could fly across the map, or even like other big open world like GTA, where you cars and everything else. You're gonna be on foot. Like, we haven't seen vehicles to date, so you're gonna have fast travel, but
exactly.
Otherwise, you're gonna be on foot, and you're gonna be wanting to explore buildings to loot stuff. So I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. And like I said, I hope they add more content via DLC or something, but not upset by it.
Yeah, I'm good with it for a couple of reasons. I think so. I was looking at it today, and if you actually look at the pocket that it's in, it works out. I've heard different numbers thrown out, but it looks like it's about a 4 square mile area, which, if you compare it to some of the other big open world games, I mean, you mentioned GTA 5. That was about a 100 square mile map. Final Fantasy 15, 800 square miles. And so it's certainly smaller, but I mean, my deal with it is, like, look at the density. In that 4 square miles, I was having so much fun on Google Maps. In that 4 square miles, you've got like 500 blocks.
It's huge, man.
It's massive,
have
and
you
it's
guys
New York.
ever been to New York City? Like, have these people complaining about the map size been there?
Yeah.
Is Arthur. What's Arthur think about it?
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's like,
besides
things
Arthur,
about, like Red Dead
yeah,
Redemption.
we got a guy in the clan that lives there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
Manhattan's
know
huge,
Graham
man.
and I both have worked in New York, and I mean, that area of Manhattan is extremely dense. So, and actually, if you look at the landmarks, there's a couple that we know are in the game. We know Madison Square Garden's in the game.
Yes. Can we
which is
kill
gonna
some
be
Rangers?
awesome.
Can we kill some Rangers, please?
You'll be able to shoot down the
Yes.
banners.
Oh, God, please.
For all the New York fans, we didn't really mean that.
F
Yes,
you.
we did. But there's also like Museum of Modern Art is there, which is really cool.
That's cool.
looking
Yeah.
building. You got Rockefeller Center, Times Square. We know is in the game. One that I thought would be really neat if you could actually play is St. Patrick's Cathedral is in this window.
Yep.
Which, I mean, if you can just imagine trying to play a cover shooter in St. Patrick's Cathedral. For those of you that don't know it, it's
That'd be awesome.
yeah, it's basically New York's version of a cathedral, and it's just like tons of pews. It'd be a nightmare
Right.
to try and do cover, but
Well, you know, he who farts in church sits in his own pew. Sorry. It's a dad joke. Dad
you
joke.
get like a bottom drop or something.
That is the first dirty joke my dad ever told me. So,
I don't know, does that qualify?
well, I was
Is that another
5, so
joke?
yes, it was dirty.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, he
dirty.
said something about poop.
Yeah.
Other so real quick, the UN headquarters is in
Ah.
that window.
Okay.
The Empire State Building is in that window. So, I mean, in terms of places to play, the other thing so there's another question that came in via Twitter at Jay Heasy sent it in, and his question was about the verticality of the maps. And so the other thing is, you know, New York is just so vertical. I mean, the median number of floors on buildings in Manhattan is 16 floors. So
Did you look that up?
I did. Wikipedia, so it must be right.
Oh, obviously.
But I mean, that just goes to show, like, there's so much playable area. Okay, it's 4 square miles. They could do whatever they want.
You could
We don't know
but-
what they did.
Okay. It's an interesting point, and it's one good thing about Destiny was how vertical it was, but I have not seen anything in any of the gameplay, the beta release, or anything from Ubisoft that shows anything vertical, anything inside a ground level floor in a building. Have you guys?
Yeah.
You
I've
have?
seen inside, like we saw some footage early on and what looked like a police station. There's been a couple other things like
Well,
that.
inside, yeah, but it's all ground level though, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's no. I have not seen anything that.
I've seen them climb
Well-
up outside buildings.
Right. Yes. Okay. So I have seen that. But
Yeah, 'cause
still,
they have
that's only
seen
on the
rooftops.
second level.
They climbed up a rope all the way to the top roof, and they climbed up a ladder, a fire escape to some other thing.
I did see that.
Yeah, the
I
ladder.
mean,
the guy-
Angry Joe did some rooftop
Yeah,
stuff.
Angry
too.
Joe when he's playing with the developer, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, hey, can we go up this ladder? He's like, yeah, if you see it, you can go up it.
Right.
So there's
Okay.
definitely-
All right.
It's not going to be, you know, Assassin's Creed. You can climb up the side of the building, but
Right.
you know, but it's a.
Is it going to be?
There's definitely vertical, you know.
Is it going to be Uncharted or Last of Us, where it's bright yellow, so I know I can.
Yeah, right.
That'd be easy.
I can use
I like
that.
easy.
Mr. T's
Big
question
fan
is
of
really, will there be jumping?
Well,
No
no,
jump,
there's no jumping, right? We know that there's no jumping.
just falling, which you're great at.
Jetpack.
Just
Hey, what's our clan name, and who is it named after?
yeah,
You're
good
welcome.
point.
You're welcome.
So let's put this
Don't
to
be
bed.
under the
I mean,
influence,
I
by the way,
think.
for listeners
Anybody
who
else have any
don't know.
comments on the map thing? I mean, it's a
I'm
incredibly
okay with it.
dense area.
There's no controversy. I think the controversy is stupid. It's
Yeah.
fake.
I'm
It's
excited
fake
to
controversy.
see them. Like I said, like I go up to New York almost every week, so I'm really excited to be at Madison Square Garden and see,
Right.
recognize, like, you know, all the kind of stuff there. I think it's going to be really cool.
I agree. I think it's a good size to start with, and you know, people that were expecting more had unrealistic expectations.
There you go.
Yeah, screw you, Twitter,
Yeah.
Reddit. No, we
Let's-
love you guys.
Reddit, or who? Yeah, I'm sorry. I take that back.
I realize
Please
now,
like
looking
me.
down the show notes, that I blew right through an entire piece of the agenda. So, Grams, you want to do the show news piece?
I was going to totally bust your balls later about that. Sure, show news. So, as you know, we are division-centric right now. And, of course, we will be streaming the beta coming up next weekend. I believe you can actually preload it 48 hours ahead of time, so make sure you get on that so that, the minute you can get on, you can see us streaming and also, enjoy it yourself. So we'll keep you apprised of who's going to be on when via the social media channels. Just to remind you again, that's Dark Zone Report on Twitter at Dark Zone Report, Facebook.com/Dark Zone Report, and Twitch TV/Dark Zone Report to catch the stream of the beta.
Nice. That was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Oh, I could not wait. It was so good.
Oh, the other thing.
You did a good job, Timmy.
Yeah, very nice. Nicely done. You guys can get us on iTunes now. The submission went through. So if you search Dark Zone Report, you can subscribe.
Apple has deemed us worthy.
Yes, it's a big deal.
Thanks, Steve Jobs.
All right, let's go into the next segment here.
Loot and loadouts.
That's where the bumper will be. Sweet video.
Should we have waited a couple minutes?
Probably. Graham just stepped all over the bumper.
Wait, this sucks for anybody who's watching it live.
It's only our guys watching live. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm sure Golden's very upset right now.
Yeah, I bet he is. And our guy in Target that wanted to be on the show. Can't be on the show from Target, bro. It's not gonna work.
Can't be on a show in a hotel room watching a movie either.
Yeah, if you're wondering what that's about, check out the last episode where we had one of our panel members totally
not contribute anything.
Oh, but we love him. All right, so the loot.
But he'll probably be our best player. That's the thing. He'll be our best player in the game.
Can I go on with the next segment now, or are we done with the playful banter?
We're never done with playful banter, but please continue.
Loots and loadouts this week. We are going to look at skill trees, player attributes. These are all the things that make this game an RPG. I was a little confused looking at this between, we know there's three kind of main, we're going to ignore weapon perks for a minute. There's three kind of main character-based skill tree type things here. One, we've got skills, we've got talents, we've got perks. So I think it would make sense for us just to do a quick kind of overview of what those things are, how they differ from one another, and then we'll kind of talk through some of them individually. So skills, I guess the first thing about this is a triggered skill. So if you've played Destiny, if you've played other games where there's supers, that's the way the skill is going to be. You're going to assign it to a button or a bumper, and you're going to be able to fire it off at will, subject to a cooldown. All right. There's three trees. Skills are going to be upgraded as you upgrade to three different areas of your base of operations. So you got your medical, your tech, and your security. And all of these skills, there's 4 skills in each tree. Each skill has 3 modifications, so there's 26 total options for what you can equip.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be deep. You can have 2...
On the fly, right? Like in combat?
Yeah. Yep. Take cover, switch your skills up.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of unclear how quick they'll open up. It's going to be tied to that base of operations and upgrading those different wings, which is going to be about completing missions and all that. But it's going to progress through, and it's basically going to be like a super. You'll have 2 that you can carry, fire them, subject to a cooldown.
As long as it doesn't take 2 minutes to actually load the screen, your ability screen.
Yeah.
Destiny. When you're like, oh, I'm in a firefight. Let me just switch weapons real quick. And then, you hear the elevator music.
Yeah, not saying any names specifically, Destiny.
Oh, let me pop a heavy synth.
Are they going to have it equivalent of a synth?
I don't know, man. It's a good question. You should send that in to
That's a
DCR
mailbox
mailbag
question.
at gmail.com.
There is limited ammo for your primaries, so that would be helpful.
Oh yeah, unlimited. Oh, and he was saying that like some of the pistols are just as powerful as your primary weapons. So if you want
Right,
to go
and all
route,
pistols,
you got a pretty
according
badass
to the
pistol.
dev that was with Angry Joe, all pistols are infinite ammo. That's
Doesn't seem that
awesome.
angry, by the way.
He wasn't there. I don't know if you watch his reviews. He gets a little Battlefront. He wasn't a good fan. Wasn't a very big fan of Battlefront or Destiny, by the way.
The next thing
Nice
in the
little
skill
plug for
tree.
Angry Joe, by the way.
What's that?
Nice little plug for Angry Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to profess your undying love right here, right now?
I like the guy, man. He's got a very good production. I think he does a very good job with what he does. I don't always agree with him, but I like him.
All right, so next kind of set here is the talents. Now, talents are a little bit different than skills. They are not going to be something that you fire with a button push, but they're going to be buffs, if you will, that are activated by doing a certain thing. So you get a headshot, and it could increase damage on headshots for the next 10 seconds, or you dive behind cover a certain way, things like that. So it's going to be gameplay-oriented things that trigger. Just kind of cool. You can have 4 of those equipped at a time.
This is already way too complicated.
Where do I shoot things?
These
we're only 2 of the 3.
Two of the 3.
In addition to other perks and talents that could be equipped to your gear and or weapons, correct? Or is that what perks are?
That's what perks are. So the talents, you have 4. You can get 8 per branch. It's tied to the same kind of branches as the skills are. And it's like these buffs or perks or things that trigger when you do certain things. So I think this is where the whole kind of RPG thing really kicks in, because you're going to be able to, what's my playstyle? If you never hit headshots, Mr. T, you won't have much use for headshot talents.
You weren't with me on last night. I'm saying.
No, I wasn't.
I bought a glass.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Bought a glass. I was doing headshots last night. Thank you very much. Just saying, man. That's cool. That's cool, man.
All right. Hey, I apologize, Mr. T.
All right.
You're more a chest man anyway.
So are those in that abilities window there? Are the little blue number? Is that like the level of the ability? Are those?
That is the percentage. Well? You're looking at the top.
The little blue 01 next to each. Well, there's like an L. All of medical has a little 01 next to it, and then the bottom 2 rows.
Yeah, for those that are listening and aren't looking at it, we'll put a link to this picture in the show notes. I'm not sure what those are, Beard, to tell you the truth. We'll just have to play it. But we do know that there's
available
8 per branch,
ability
so
points 02. It looks like maybe that's how much it costs to level it up. So there's available ability points at the bottom right. It says 2, and then each one has like a 1 next to it. So I would imagine that's what it takes to level it up.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know for sure. So
I know these 2, I believe, are tied to the progression of the 3 wings in your base of operations. So It's going to be an important.
So you can have 2 skills equipped, and then you can also have 4 talents equipped.
Yes.
All right.
And then you have perks as well.
We haven't gotten to perks yet.
Yeah. Perks are next. So.
So that's 6 things I have to worry about.
You've got. Let's do it again.
I
You've got
obviously can't
Is there an auto
drink
assign
during the
button?
very early stages of this game. I gotta be sober.
26 potential skills to choose from, 24 talents to choose from. So lots of loadout options.
24 talents. What? Say this again.
The skills piece, those are the ones you fire. You'll have 26 to
Gotcha.
choose from.
Got that.
The talents, which fire when doing certain things in the
Yeah.
game, headshots, etc., you're going to have 24 to choose from.
Perks. We have
All right, so
40 perks.
There's 40 in the game. It's tied to mission completion. Perks are kind of these passive things that you just put on and leave them. They're going to be tied to like finding more materials, putting an extra slot in your inventory, that kind of thing. So they'll kind of be happening in the background.
It's kind of like Grimoire. If you complete killing so many Rikers or whatever, it'll probably unlock something for that.
Right, so now all of a sudden you're getting more, money or whatever for Riker kills or something.
Yeah, sorry for the Destiny references, everybody. That's really all we've played for the past year plus.
And
By the
we're
way,
ready for something else.
Yeah.
So,
Hazy Maze has joined the conversation, by the way.
oh, welcome, Hazy
What's up,
Maze.
buddy?
How's he with headshots?
Better than me, according to you.
All right, so let's quickly kind of go through. We'll just look at a couple of the skills. There's some lists out there. We'll post one of those lists in the show notes. Just put up by a guy on Reddit called Chewy Onions. It's a great name. I'm not quite sure what it means.
Very delicious, I think.
I love a chewy onion.
Is that like a fruit snack, but onion flavored? I'm just curious.
I prefer a fried, crispy onion. I don't like a chewy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
It's like when you get the onion ring.
My bad.
And
Sorry.
it's soggy and not crisp. Is that what you're saying?
I want a crispy onion. I don't want a chewy onion. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you
Seems like
for
a
your
bad
contribution to the
texture
show this evening, Mr. T.
My fault for making an awkward moment.
I think this would be a great time to show that snow dive one more time. We'll put that in the video.
And now.
I've been working on the boobs and the gut. That's all I'm going to say. Working on it. All right?
All right, so let's get back
By
to
the
the
way, hold on.
skills. All right, listen.
I'm a
I
middleweight.
don't want to talk about your physique. All right. We do have a video component to the show. We want to get viewers.
All right, fine. Well, I think that bod. And then I'll do that snow dive next January.
How about this? I got a great idea. Every 10 followers we get on Twitter, Mr. T will do a snow dive or something of equally embarrassing quality.
I'm up for that.
I hate you. I hate you, Goldogram. I hate you.
Something to look forward to, folks. All right, so let's talk about the skills real quick. We said they're tied to the 3 different wings. So you guys have the list in front of you?
Yes.
So the first is medical, and there's pulse, first aid, which is a healing, support station, which looks like kind of like a healing radius thing, and there's recovery link. It's just like a super heal thing. What do you guys think about these? Which ones do you see yourself using?
I think support station looks pretty awesome to me. Kind of a base of operations you can put down in the middle of a firefight and kind of have something where people can go back to or kind of work out of. Honestly, again, not to make a Destiny reference, but it feels like a Titan bubble in my head, where it's some kind of place where you can kind of get in, get some health back, and then duck back in if some heavy cover comes under. So I think that's going to be a pretty critical, what are these called? A skill that will be pretty critical, especially in the dark zone.
Well, let me ask you. You could do multiple trees of skill, right? You could do a skill of medical, and you could also have a skill of tech or a skill of security, right?
Correct.
Right.
You have
Right.
2 equipped at once.
Right. That's pretty cool. I like that. So you don't have to be a Titan or a Hunter or a Warlock. You can be a Titan and a Warlock, or you can be. This is awesome. I like it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when you
That's
think about
endless
team
possibilities.
composition, I mean, it's really going to be a cool thing, because, like, if you look at one of the other ones that I kind of like is the Pulse, which basically marks hostiles through walls and cover, and I believe, actually certain, marks it for your whole team. So
Yeah.
you
Right.
totally have a guy like, hey,
Yeah.
you're going to run Pulse, and he's the scout and tease everybody up.
I
Right.
think it's more like a tech thing than a medical thing, but that's just
Yeah. I agree.
semantics,
That was
but-
weird. That's a medical. I agree.
Like sensing the heartbeats or biorhythms or something. I don't know, man.
Maybe. That's good because
all
it
tech.
senses both friendly and hostile. So maybe heart rate. Like if you're just though, if there's a gunfight next to you, and if you're innocent, you're probably gonna have an elevated heart rate. Just thought.
It's true.
I think everybody in
I
it,
would think.
even if you're innocent or if you're not, I mean, if you're in a firefight or a war zone, you're going to have an elevated heart rate no matter what. It's not.
Right. I would think. Yeah.
This
So
is where
t-
the RPG magic comes in. They know they're bad guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Magic.
RPG magic.
Well, I think the recovery link is also pretty cool. We didn't talk about these signature skills, but that's, from what I understand, that's like the super skill. When you've unlocked everything else, you get the signature skill, and this thing looks crazy. I actually saw
And
a
I think
video
it
of it
is
in action.
tied to R1 and L1 at the same time, too.
The double
you
stack.
double.
'Cause you're, yeah.
The super.
So, or super. Or I don't know. Maybe you can assign it to
So
whatever.
it drops a support station that heals allies and can be used to revive down to. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. And the other thing you'll see
And
is that
can
on that
overheal.
list, there's
It
some of
seems
these
pretty
that are
OP.
tied to finishing certain missions and things like that. So on the tech side, we've got the sticky bomb, turret, seeker mine,
Nice.
tactical link. What do you guys like out of this list?
I like the turret.
All
right.
of them.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
of
the
them at
turret's
once.
good, right? When we put this turret down and then go, I mean,
Yeah.
ABF, always be flanking, right? Put the turret down and then go flank around.
There's a lot
Maybe.
of guys that were using the turret as a distraction, and then they'd go flank around. But I'm curious too. They had the. I saw one. I don't know if it's like when the guy tries to get close to the turret, it turns like a flamethrower, or if you have different kinds of turrets.
No, I think
Yeah, so that's the mods.
Yeah, you can mod them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
There's actually a taser version too, which I haven't seen in any video, but I've just read about, where it does like an electrical shock instead of the flame. Pretty cool.
I like bullets. Just shoot lead at them. I don't need electricity or flames. Just
Just
pump them
bullets.
full of lead.
Lots of them.
Yes, exactly.
I think the seeker mine looks pretty cool too, man. That little roly ball thing that goes and finds its target.
Now, did that thing? When I saw a couple videos of that, did that? To you guys, did that look like it kind of like it went and then it almost split off, or was it only one?
That might be a mod.
Is that the roly-poly thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
might have been a mod then, because there was one that it looked like it kind of went and got 4 guys instead of just 1.
Yeah, like fragged out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
It
a
could
cool
be
thing
like a
because
cluster
with
bomb
each of
type
these,
thing.
it's gonna be mods.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Hellfire rolling missile. I don't know.
Right. It's one bomb that bursts into 100 tiny little bombs.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And like if you look at the
But yeah.
signature, oh, go ahead, Drew.
Are there regular grenades in this? Do you
Yes.
have regular grenades?
God, I hope so.
I did
And
see that.
tactical grenades?
The video I saw was that it's actually, which I don't really like, and you probably can change it, but it's actually the regular grenades are assigned to the D-pad. They're not your bumpers, because those are for these pins.
Yeah.
Oh, I did
I'll have to
see
change
that
that.
because he's.
I'll have to change
like,
that.
Oh, you have to select it like a skill.
Nope.
Go select your grenades and then select which grenade you want to throw.
Yeah.
No, I'll change that. Nope. I'm gonna change that.
The tactical link, the signature one in this in the tech looks pretty cool too. It's increased damage and critical hit chance to the user and all nearby allies.
Alley.
Playing with the alley.
Nearby allies and anybody else that you
Any
happen to
player
be playing
named
Any alley. If your name's Alain, Get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
you're out of luck. But again, it gets to the strategic stuff, right? Like you drop a heal zone, you drop an increased damage.
Just a random thought. All three of my children are now down here. Awesome.
You know where the mute key is on your?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
I can do it from here. Don't
They
worry.
use the internet.
There's one of them right there. He's right there. He's wondering why my kid is holding me.
Natty Dark Zone segment.
Yeah, Daddy Dark Zone.
Yeah.
The last segment is security. You got ballistic shield, smart cover, mobile cover, and survivor link. What do you guys like out of this set? Can you see yourself using it?
I think I'm more of a tech med guy. I'm probably gonna stay away from the security unless needed.
What do you think, Graham?
I think I'm curious to see the smart cover in action. I've seen the ballistic shield, which looks cool. It's kind of you have it, you can dispose of it, and then it's on a cooldown again. It looks pretty neat. But the smart cover interests me. I'm not sure you guys played Siege, and how you can kind of reinforce your cover. So that'd be pretty interesting to see if, like, let's say you're behind a car.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Wall or whatever, a concrete barrier or something. You can actually, I don't know how it looks or what happens, but it says all allies behind it. So if there's some kind of, I'm curious to see what that looks like. But that could be pretty handy if you're not in a good area that has good cover.
I like that's good. I was thinking smart. I don't know. Mobile cover. I think I kind of like that because ABF always be flanking. I'm thinking, boom, put that cover, then move. You could pop, 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 and then move. You got it.
Well, you can always set it up too
I
for
think
your
you got to
teammates.
constantly be moving. Teammates, man. I'm sorry. F my teammates. You got to always be moving, man.
Making more work for Dan. Their
Yeah.
acts.
Now I have to bleep that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, I think. Look, the ballistic shield looks.
That's
really
great
cool.
early on. I think it's early on. Ballistic shield is what we're gonna. I think everybody's gonna do ballistic shield early on, right? But I think long term, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of thinking mobile cover.
Yeah, it could be cool. I think the ballistic shield's really going to be around a specific play style. It's definitely for everybody.
Maybe even specific missions. I mean, ballistic shield would be good for like an interior mission. You're like inside. You got to get through this hallway, get the guy with the shield and the pistol, the unlimited ammo pistol. Oh,
That's true. It does have the perk.
well,
Being with an unlimited ammo weapon.
Yeah, it's interesting reading through all these skills because there's not like your typical, like you can't pick out, oh yeah, that's tank, that's damage dealer, that's
right.
healer obviously, but most of these have some kind of support element that supports the other team, so that, your other teammates. So it's like it's going to really depend on how you make your loadout.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a predetermined class. Oh, I'm going to go Titan or Warrior or whatever, so then I'm the tank. It's not like your typical RPG elements. So it's going to be pretty neat.
Yeah, I could totally see myself running support station, turret, and smart cover, and having 3 really good talents that I
You can only
can
pick 2.
skills.
Well, the signature, he could always run, I guess, recovery link.
Is the signature the 3rd one, or is it only 2?
Yeah, it's 2, and then the signature takes your 3rd
okay.
slot.
Gotcha.
So I had to pick 2.
I like Pulse. I think Pulse is incredibly valuable, man. I know it's number 1 on the list, but
Always
Yeah,
be
it is.
scouting.
You can't overlook it.
yeah.
Anybody else got
Yeah.
any thoughts on the skills?
I don't know what the cooldown is going to be. I know there is one, but
Skills?
yeah. I don't know. I was trying to watch the videos to see what it was. It didn't seem horrendously long. and I'm sure some of the talents and perks can probably help to decrease that cooldown period. But yeah, there's actually one in medical I see called triage, which reduces your cooldown by 15%. So I think that's going to be interesting too. And again, not only having them what right ones equipped, but making sure that you're cycling them as a squad. So you're not all putting your turrets down right away, and then now you don't have any turrets or any cover or any heals, etc.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless that's your strategy. It'd be interesting to see 4 turrets dropped, and I'm interested to play with the turret, man. Like, what's the range? What's the damage on the thing? How viable is it as an actual second gun? You know
Well,
what I mean?
okay, so but you have that in like the PvE, but you get in a dark zone. You drop a turret. I mean, a human's gonna know it's a turret. You're getting flanked. Oh, that guy dropped a turret. I'm getting flanked. So you got it's different trees for
necessarily.
different aspects.
Well, and if it suppresses you, you're still getting shot at, and so I think the thing will be.
Well, then I'm gonna move away from that. I'm gonna look at my flank, right? I mean,
You might.
that's what I'm gonna do.
That's because you're always flanking, bro.
Did I
You
just did I
always
just
do.
do one right
Yeah.
there?
So the guy pulls just run straight at.
He's gonna put a turret and then run straight next to the turret. All right,
There's no, you got a ballistic.
that's how I'm gonna get killed. That's how you kill Mr. T.
Jumps over the car hood that you're hiding it behind.
He can't jump. He can roll over it. He can't jump though. There's no jumping.
What's with the turret heat?
I don't hate a turret. Turret's good, man. You can lay down the NPCs. I just don't think I don't think it's viable in the dark zone.
I guess we'll see.
We'll have to see.
Conversation. PvE value versus PvP value of these skills.
Right. I think you can flank a turret significantly more than you can flank a human. Obviously, I mean that's obvious. But so you lay down a turret. If I'm in the dark zone and somebody lays down a turret, they're gonna flank me. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna flank the turret, take out the turret, and then look for them flanking me in the other direction.
Well, then you just got to use your pulse skill. They drop a turret, and then you just do a pulse and watch where they go.
Oh, okay.
There's a defense for all that.
Exactly.
For every strategy you come up with, there's an anti-strategy. So you just have to. But if you're not equipped, you don't have pulse, or somebody in your group doesn't have pulse, or they just used it. It's going to be tricky. You're just going to have to figure it out on the fly, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all kind of works through.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that's the agenda that I had for the show. Let's do closing thoughts. Mr. T.
Closing thoughts.
We're not going through each talent and perk.
We have to save something for next week.
Every single one.
This would be a 7-hour
The show
if
is
we did that.
3 hours.
I'm interested. So, and this is what something I wanted to bring up last week, and I had technical difficulties. But the K9 units that we saw in some of the beta footage, are they going to be that, that bomb, or is like are they going to be with you and you can send them like dog meat and Fallout, or is it going to be more COD K9 units send them out and like that they just go attack everybody? And I think it's probably going to be more the Fallout 4. I think it's going to be more Fallout 4 where you can direct them go attack. That's what I think. I mean,
I'd be shocked if the dogs were an actual companion in the game. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they're more? Well, what do you think the K9 units are then?
I think it's window dressing in the base of operations, and I think there's a board tied to restoring it or something, and they might be out there in the friendly NPCs. But if you think about it, think about the Dark Zone. How they're having to coordinate all these different players in the same space. Different. How are they going to execute, a companion in that environment?
So here, I'm looking at the perks. You need the K9 unit in your home base to unlock Intel Discovery. So when completing all side missions.
It's more of a bloodhound kind of a thing.
Well, it's part of leveling up your base, which unlocks perks for your character.
I think it's just, fitting in with the theme of the kind of scenario you're in. Like, you're going to have to set up security. So what's in the security wing? It's going to be canine unit or intel. Or it's going to be like hacker unit, whatever. Like, I think other stuff too that they're just going to give names to that you have to kind of go do missions to put back online.
That's disappointing.
I wanted a dog.
I wanted a friend. Though I hate my dog, so I guess it's all good.
Oh man.
We'll get you Tamagotchi or whatever those things are.
Yeah, there you go.
You
Will there be Tamagotchis in the division? I mean, that little smartwatch, right? The Ring smartwatch.
Actually, yeah.
Does that thing have a name? Because I feel like
It lights up when you have to feed it.
Yeah, it does.
Like, oh, I gotta.
I feel like I've heard it in the name though, or something. Like, it was one of the videos. It was mentioned like an AI, like almost like not a Cortana, but that guy that's always saying stuff. It was like a guy's name, like Alfred or something like that. I swear I heard.
That's the butler from Batman, bro.
I know, but I think that was what this guy said.
You think it's Siri? Tell the truth.
No, I think it's
find a way.
Thanks, Steve Jobs.
I think it's Alexa.
Yeah, there you go.
Closing thoughts, Golden. Graham.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to talking more, and I feel like there's Alexa talking after me. I feel like the thing I'm excited about is bringing the Dark Zone report true in essence, and I'm excited to share, what stories happened to us in the Dark Zone, and hear from what other things happen from the Dark Zone, and just kind of all the cool stuff that can happen. A lot of ways, just like a sports game. Like, you can play the same thing, but it's different every time, and I think that's really exciting about the Dark Zone. So I'm excited to talk with everybody about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Beard, closing thoughts.
Yeah, just like I said last week, I just want to play, get my hands on it, and really see how these skills interact with one another, and how it supports, and just the game mechanics and all that. So I think it's, we'll have fun playing it, but also we'll actually have some real content for the show. So we'll get.
It'll be a nice change than just 4 or 6 guys just talking about it.
Talking about what might be, but actually
exactly.
Oh yeah, this is actually what it is. So
next weekend, boys. Next weekend.
So preload your beta for sure. Preload it as soon as the window opens. Get that thing going, and look, man, we're all geeked. And again, like Graham said, we will probably have somebody streaming almost the entire beta period. So check us out on twitch.tv/DarkZoneReport.
Just want to point out 2 years. 2 years we've been waiting for this game.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Better not suck. It might suck. It might suck.
It might, but I hope it doesn't.
It probably won't. Even if it does, I won't admit it that it sucks. Even if it sucks, I won't admit it. I mean, this is the best game ever. Best game. Battlefront is awesome.
Wait, when does Wildlands come out?
So World of Tanks. Gentlemen,
World
World of Tanks, right? Let's go.
Yeah, I think after this we're going to go play some World of Tanks. So thank you,
Twitch,
everybody.
right? Somebody going to Twitch it?
Yeah, we can Twitch it.
All right. Sorry, you're the host.
So now I'm muting everybody because I need to do the close. Thanks to everybody that listened. Again, you can find us on Twitter at Dark Zone Report. You can subscribe to the podcast at iTunes. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find us on Facebook. We are everywhere. Thanks again. If you've got any questions or things you want us to bring up or address on the show, dzrmailbag@gmail.com. Have a great night, and we will see you in the beta. Thanks, everybody.